Welcome again. We are going to see a new group of modal verbs: should, ought to, and had better. We use them to give advice or make recommendations. So you are in a situation and you ask your friend, I need your suggestions, what should I do? So should is the first one. If you are a Spanish speaker, should is debería. And we use it to express a suggestion, the same as in Spanish. So, she should call a mechanic. She should remember to add water to the engine. Let's practice. Who hasn't been in this situation? You want to destroy that computer. Don't. Probably in that situation, he should call a tech boy. Or you have a friend with a terrible headache. She should take an aspirin. Ought to. Check out the pronunciation of this one. Ought to. Okay, we use ought to express a suggestion again. If you want, it's a synonym for should. So, he ought to call an ambulance right now. Okay, if you have kids, who hasn't been in this situation again? Probably that kid ought to cut down on the time he spends with the computer. Or, if you have a friend who gets angry very easily, he ought to take up yoga urgently. Okay, we have established that should and ought to are synonyms. Now, let's check it out. Had better. We use had better to express a suggestion or recommendation again, but this one is a little stronger because it implies that there might be bad consequences if you don't do something. So, for example, our teacher is very strict. We had better study. In fact, if we don't study, we will not pass the test. Let's give a look at some examples. Okay, this man had better put on some warm clothes, otherwise he will get a cold. You see the consequences of his acts. They'd better stop arguing, otherwise, you see, it's a strong recommendation. So, had better can be abbreviated as better. Remember that had has nothing to do with the past. Yes, you should take it as a phrase, as something similar to should. Now, what happens if you want to put it in the negative? Check this out. Had, remember that has nothing to do with the past. Better not. So, the example goes, you'd better not be late again. A summary. If you want to give advice, the weakest form of advice, let's say, would be should or ought to. You should pay your taxes. If you want to sound a little stronger, you had better pay your taxes. Or even stronger, you have to pay your taxes. You must pay your taxes.
Of course,
if you have any questions, remember to use the forum or ask in class. Some quotes that I found very interesting. What doesn't kill me had better start running. This one is great. If you can't go around it, over it, or through it, you had better negotiate with it. Life is too short to worry about anything. You had better enjoy it because the next day promises nothing. Since everything is in our heads, we had better not lose them. Okay, see you next time.